Hello guys, welcome to JHook, and in today's session we are going to see how we can convert a Kubernetes YMLs into Helm Chart YML. So basically we are trying to achieve over here is to convert a Kubernetes deployment into a Helm Chart deployment. Here in this diagram you can see on the left hand side that is a Kubernetes simple deployment, and on the right hand side you can see the Helm Chart deployment. So in this session, we are going to see both the approaches. First, we will go with the Kubernetes approach where we are going to create a Kubernetes deployment YML, and then we are going to create a Kubernetes service YML to expose the deployment so that we can access our services. In the second approach, we are going to take the same application and we are going to convert this Kubernetes deployment YML into a deployment YML, that is a Helm chart YML actually. And there will be a service YML which will be a Helm chart, again service YML. So the same application we are going to convert into the Helm chart, and we'll see how we can deploy it using the Helm chart. Throughout this session, I'll be using this guide and I'll put the link of this guide into the description section. So if you forget any command, then please go back and check this guide. I'll put all the commands which I'm going to use in this session. All right, so let's move ahead. The objective one, first of all, what we need to do, and as we have seen in this diagram, so we need to create a deployment.yml. So first we are going to create a Kubernetes deployment without using Helm chart. Okay, so this is our first objective I have mentioned over here, and the YML which we are going to create is the Kubernetes K8s deployment YML. But before moving further, on the left hand side you can see this is my Kubernetes cluster which I have already set up. So these are my nodes which I have already set up before working on this lab session. So if you haven't set up your Kubernetes cluster, then you can go back to my channel and see this video using KubeSpray, where I have shown you how you can set up your Kubernetes cluster on your local machine. Okay, so I am assuming that you have already set up your Kubernetes cluster and you have your Kubernetes cluster up and running on your local development machine or any cloud service. Moving further, first create a k8s deployment.yml. So this is the command for creating the YML. So I'm creating a blank YML, and here you can see I have created this k8s deployment YML, and here we are gonna insert the configuration for deploying our application inside our Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so open in a VI mode. That is k8s, and now I'm into the VI mode. Since this deployment.yml is pretty much empty, so we need to fill in some values over here. So here you can see this is my very simple deployment.yml. So this is very simple, and here I have not done anything special apart from just using this Docker image. So this Docker image is a very simple microservice which you can use. You can exactly copy the name of this Docker image if you are trying out this demo session. Then this is a public image which I have made it available on a Docker Hub. So that's the only thing which you need while creating this Kubernetes deployment.yml. Okay, so you can copy this complete configuration from here and paste it over here. And after that, you need to save this, and that's done. So let's verify whether we have saved it correctly or not. So here you can see this is my deployment, the kind is deployment, and the image which we are using is this one. You can use this image as it is, I don't have any problem with that. And yeah, so we are done with deployment.yml, and we are going to use this YML to deploy our application, or we can create a Kubernetes deployment actually. Let's move further and deploy our first Kubernetes deployment. So the command which we are going to use is kubectl apply f and the name of my YML. So copy this command and paste it over here, and it should deploy your application. Okay, so here you can see the message is deployment demo created. Let's verify our deployment, and for that the command is kubectl get, it should be get deployment demo. And here you can see the demo is ready and it has been deployed 22 seconds ago. So that means our deployment went successful. Okay, so if we move back to the diagram which I have shown you earlier, so we are taking this approach on the left hand side, and we have created a successful deployment. So user like us, we have created k8s deployment YML, and after that we have created the deployment, and that we have done it. The next thing which we are going to do, we are going to create a service so that we can expose this deployment as a service so that we can access that microservice. Okay, so let's move ahead in the guide. And the next thing which we are going to create a k8s service.yml. Okay, so again, the command is pretty much same, which we did just like in the deployment. So I'll clear the screen and paste it over here, and I'll verify whether I have created. So yeah, I have created the service.yaml. And after that, I'm going to open in the VI mode. And since this file is empty, we need to copy this configuration. So I'll first copy this configuration and then I'll explain how it is. I'll escape W and quit. Okay, so now I have saved it. I'll view the file again so that we can verify whether we have saved it correctly or not. Okay, so now it has been saved. So here if you'll see, okay, I'll move it over here so it is more easy to read over here in my guide. So this service.yml tells you like what kind of a service you are creating. So first of all, we need to tell like we need to create a service for our deployment, that is demo. Okay, so here you can see kubectl get deployment. So our deployment name is demo, and we are going to create a service for our deployment that is demo. And the name of the service is demo service. Okay, so these are the two things which is necessary. Second, we need to define the kind, that is service, which we have already did, and the port, on which port you want to access this service. So we are going to use the port 8080. Okay, you can change it by your whatever convenient port which you feel, so you can change it. And the third thing which you need to mention is the load balancer. Either you can use cluster IP if you don't want to expose this service to the outside world, or you want to keep it within the cluster, then you need to use the cluster IP. Otherwise, you can use the node port or load balancer. Since I want this service to be accessible to the outside world or the third party, so that's why I kept it as a load balancer so that we can access it via browser, this microservice. Okay, let's apply this configuration, and the command is pretty much same, kubectl apply f and then k8 as service yaml. So I'll copy this command, I'll clear the screen over here and paste it over here. So as you can see, our service has been created. Okay, let's verify our service which we have created recently. So just copy this command. So command is pretty simple, kubectl get service demo service, because we have created the service with the name demo service. Okay, so I copied and pasted over here. So here you can see the name of the service is demo service, type is load balancer, the IP is this, external IP is pending because we have just created the service, so it might take around 40 or 50 seconds to get the external IP. So we'll wait and we'll see what external IP which we get. Okay, so here you can see we have got the external IP, and I did nothing. I just waited for some time and I rerun the command again. So here, this is my external IP which I got, and it's running on the port 8080. So now we can access our microservice which we have deployed inside our Kubernetes cluster. So for that, copy the IP address, that is external IP address, and colon, and the port, that is 8080. And after that, the microservice name. So microservice is hello. And as you can see, this is the response which I have got from my application, that is hello. So this is how I deployed my simple microservice application inside my Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so if you move back to guide, so this is the screenshot which I have shown over here, how to access your microservice. But remember, this IP address will change for you because this is a dynamic IP address which I get whenever I deploy this service. So this IP address might change, but the port will be the same if you'll use the same configuration, just like which I did. Okay, so this is our part one where I have deployed. So here, back to the diagram. So this is the left part which I have shown to you. So I have created a deployment and I have exposed the service. Okay, and this service we can access it via browser. Okay, the same thing which we are going to achieve via Helm chart. So that is the second part of this session. Okay, but before moving further, so first of all, let's delete everything. So kubectl delete service demo service. Okay, so now I have deleted the service which I have created. It might take some time and it should be deleted. I'll be back when it's done. And the service has been deleted, and now I can see that my service is not accessible via browser. And one more thing, we need to delete the deployment also. kubectl delete deployment demo. and our deployment has also been deleted. So now we can see kubectl cat deployment, and it should be empty because we have not we are not running any deployment right now. All right, so now what we have done, we have achieved our objective 1 as well as objective number 2, and the third thing is now we need to create our towards our objective 3 is we need to create the Helm chart. And we have deleted all the previous deployments. Our cluster is pretty much clean over here. And the thing which we need to do is we need to create our Helm chart. And for the Helm chart, if you are a beginner and if you want to install the Helm chart, then please follow this guide. I'll put the link of this guide also into the description section, or you can follow this part 2 on my YouTube channel. So where I have shown how you can install your Helm chart and run your Hello World application with your Helm chart. Okay, so moving back to the diagram. So here, first of all, we need to create our Helm chart application. Okay, and the command for that is, remember, I have already installed the Helm chart, so I'm not gonna show the installation of a Helm chart. So I'm assuming that you have already installed your Helm chart and then you are proceeding further. Okay, so the thing which we need to do, if you see in this diagram, so we need to create our Helm chart. So once you run this command, Helm create Spring Boot, I have mentioned it over here is a Spring Boot, but you can keep any name of your choice. So the command here you will see, okay, so let's create one Helm create demo chart. Okay, so this is the command which we are gonna use. You need to just hit enter, and it says creating creating demo chart. And here you can see this is the folder which it has created, that is demo chart. Okay, so after creating the demo chart, Helm chart, now we need to compare the service.yaml as well as deployment.yaml. And if you are working with the Helm chart, then you don't need to create a deployment.yaml. So if you'll see this red arrow over here, so this deployment.yaml is already created once you run this command hello create Spring Boot. Okay, so here you can see I'll just use the command tree and the demo chart. So it will show you all the file in a tree fashion. So once you hit enter, so you will see this is our parent directory, that is our demo chart, and inside that you will find service.yml. This is the service.yml and the deployment.yml. So basically this is a very simple application. That's why we only need deployment.yml and service.yml. Okay. So these are the two YAMLs which we need, and that is already been created by Helm chart. But it will not work. We need to update some of the values inside the deployment.yml as well as service YAML. Okay, so let's move further in the guide. That is our third objective. So this is the table I have created. So like once you are going with the Kubernetes deployment, then you need to create as deployment.yml and create as service.yml. So the replacement for that in the Helm chart is service.yml and deployment.yml. And apart from these two files, you need to update the values.yml also. So if you'll see over here, so this is the values.yml which is like created by our Helm chart. In the guide, you can see we have already run this command and we have already seen this tree structure of our Helm chart, and that this is the similar structure you will get once you run this command. And the next thing which we need to do, we need to update some of the values. So first of all, we are going to update the chart.yml. So clear the screen, go to your demo chart and then vi, and then go with the chart.yml. Okay. So here, this is not a mandatory step, but it will be good to update some of the values. So I'm going to update over here the description, convert k at s to Helm. And after that, you can just save and quit. Okay, so that's our first chart.yml which I have updated. The second YML which I'm about to update is the deployment.yml. So what you need to do is you need to first of all see over here there should be a templates folder. So first of all, you need to go inside the templates folder and then you will see the deployment.yml. Okay, so now we need to update this deployment.yml. You need to be a little careful over here. We need to update certain values over here. Okay, so first of all, we are going to update the container port to 8080. Okay, so just go down over here and I will be into the insert mode and we need to update the port to 8080. Okay, and after that you need to delete this liveliness probe also, because we don't need right now, because we are not deploying it in production, but it is just for our demo purpose, so we don't need it right now. So I'm going to delete these lines also, and this readiness probe also, if you can see over here, so we need to delete this also. Okay, done. After that, there is a one more thing which you need to update, and that is this image. So what you need to do is, this is the image name which we need to keep. So I need to delete the values from here actually. What it will do is, we are going to use our Docker image. I'll show that Docker image name. If I don't remove this path, this postfix, then it is going to append a version number behind it, and that will force us to download some in unavailable image actually. So that is incorrect. Okay. All right. So now I have updated. I'll explain that part in, just after some few moments, and after that I'll quit and save it. Okay, so the part I was trying to convey you is this one. So this is my Docker image, Rahul Va Kubernetes Jhook Spring Boot. So in case if I don't delete that part which I just deleted in the deployment.yaml, what will happen is, it will just go and at the time of deployment, it is going to update something this version. Yeah, but my image name only exists with this name, not with any version. So it will try to look for this version name also, and that it will not find on a Docker Hub, and it will fail. Okay, so that's the theory behind it. Okay, I'll clear the screen over here. Okay, so coming back to our guide, so this is the deployment.yml. So we have updated the port, we have updated the image name. So either if you feel difficult, then just copy this whole line and paste it over here so that your image name is correct over there. Okay, the third thing which we need to do is, we need to check the service.yml also. But remember, we don't need to update anything. Service.yml you can keep as it is. You don't need to change anything. Just check where it is. So here is the service.yml, and if you do the cat command, then it should be like this. Yeah. So you don't need to update anything over here. Just keep the way it is. Moving further, there is a values.yml. So this values.yml, you will find one directory up. So go one directory up, do ls. Okay, and here is your values.yml. And now we need to update this. So what you need to do is vi values.yml. Okay, so here we need to update two things. First of all, port, as well as the repository. Okay. And yeah, so first let's go inside this. I'm going into edit mode, and here first of all change the port here to 8080. And one more thing, we need to change from cluster IP to load balancer, because we are going to access it via browser the way we did it previously. So I'm going to use load balancer over here. You can use node port also, that's absolutely okay. And then we need to update the image name. So you can find this image name over here. So here I am going to highlight this. So this repository here, I need to delete the nginx, and you can copy this value over here from here and just paste it over here. Okay, so we have updated three values actually. So one is the image name, then the service type, that is load balancer, and the port, that is 8080. Okay, so after updating this value, what you need to do is, you need to save and quit. All right, so next command is, we need to verify whether our chart is correct or not. So there are certain command. I'll clear this. So the command is helm template. First of all, I think I need to get outside of this directory. Yep, so I'm outside my demo chart directory. Okay, so that remember. And the next command I'm gonna run is helm template and the name of my chart. So that is demo chart. Okay. And here you will see it will generate the complete YML. So just like we have seen in the Kubernetes deployment, it has created the service account. Service account is new because it is created by Helm Chart, but we have seen the service and the deployment. Okay, so the thing which you need to verify over here is the port and the image name. So here you can see the image name is this. There is no prefix with the version number, so that is okay. Your port is 8080, and yeah, we are good to go. So our this command will let you visualize how your YMLs looks like after the Helm has processed those YML. There is a one more command that is lint that will tell any error if there is any by mistake syntactical error which you have done. So what you can do is you can run this command over here, and here you can see one chart linted, zero chart failed. That means our chart went successfully. Our Helm chart has been created or processed successfully actually. All right, now it's time to run our application or run our Helm chart. So the command for that is, I'm going to update this command because you cannot use uppercase over here. So I'll update this guide once I publish this video. Okay, so the command which I'm going to run over here is helm install, and after that you need to specify some name. So I'm using k8s to helm. Remember, it has to be in lowercase, okay? And then the actual chart name which I have created, that is demo chart. Okay, so now our Helm chart installation command has been done, and now we need to verify our deployment service as well as the Helm status. So one command for that is to verify everything is kubectl get all. And here you will see our this external IP is still pending. So we have just deployed, that is 31 seconds ago. So it's still generating our external IP. But meanwhile, we need to verify our deployment. So this is our deployment section. So our deployment went successfully. And this is our replica set that is also working fine. And this is our services. Sorry, I just decrease this screen size. Okay, and here you can see the services, that is demo chart. So that is also working fine, although the IP address is pending. And this is our pod that is also healthy and running. Okay, so I'll rerun the command kubectl get all again so that we can see if I got the IP. Yeah, I have got the external IP. It is getting clumsy. I'll clear the screen and I'll rerun the command again. Okay, so here I have got the IP address. Okay, so that means our deployment is went okay, our service has been created, and now I got the external IP also. So the next thing what you need to do, you need to copy this external IP, go to your browser. So this was our previous endpoint, so just delete everything, paste the IP, and the port should be 8080 and followed by hello. And here you can see we have deployed the same application using the Helm chart. Okay, so after you have deployed this, you can delete everything. And but before deleting, there are certain command which I need to tell you. Helm list A. It will show you all the deployment. I'll reduce the font, maybe a little bit more. Okay, I think it's better now. So there is a command helm list A, and here you can see this is the Helm chart installation which we did. Okay, so now you have verified everything and you want to delete everything and you need to clear your cluster. Then the command is helm delete and the release name. Okay, so that you can do, and it has installed. So that means everything which we did it has been removed from our Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so that comes to the end of this lab session, and I hope you like today's session on how to convert our Kubernetes deployment into a Helm chart installation. And this is the approach which you can take, and which I would suggest you to take if you're trying to convert any of your Kubernetes deployment into a Helm chart. So this is the simplest way which you can do. And one more thing which you need to remember, this is a very basic application which we have seen today. So that only requires change in the deployment as well as in the service. But in case if you are having some more complex application, then you might need to update ingress service account with role-based access. So all these kind of things you need to update inside this ingress or service account YML also. So I hope you like today's session. So if you like, then please go and subscribe and put a like that I really appreciate. And for similar content, please follow my channel where I keep on uploading similar content on DevOps and the Kubernetes and Docker and Helm chart. And also you can find me on the web, that is jhook.com, where you'll find all these guides available, so you can come back and check, so you don't need to remember anything. So see you into the next session, and till then, goodbye and have a nice day.